Hi everyone, this week we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to show you my retro gaming setup. It's a little different. I don't have a lot of retro games, but I do have the ones that I actually like. So you're probably wondering why I have two JVC iArt televisions here. I like to play retro gun games from the original PlayStation to PlayStation 2. And in order to do that, we need CRT televisions. So I'm going to show you Time Crisis 3. Yeah, so this is why I have two CRT televisions and two PlayStation 2s. So you can link them together using that link portion, so you guys can play cooperatively. So if there's another person here, they'll be able to play the other game. Just like the arcade. You could just press these buttons to duck, and you have to duck in order to reload or switch your guns. So you can see there's one person on each side. You can see each other, and basically you're helping each other out in the gunfight. It's a lot better with two people.
Time Crisis 2.
This works for Time Crisis 2 as well. So you can choose System Link, and actually Time Crisis is a special game where you can actually use two guns on one screen and just start blasting away at the screen. But in this case, we're just going to do the link. In a lot of ways, Time Crisis 2 is actually more fun than Time Crisis 3. Very similar to Time Crisis 3, except the graphics aren't quite as nice as number 3. But really, the game is essentially the same thing. These are some of the other light gun games that I play on the PlayStation. There's Point Blank 1 and Point Blank 2. Both of them are great 1 to 2 player games, and you can just play on one single screen. Time Crisis is a single player, the original Time Crisis, which is actually a really good game. Crisis Zone, Dino Stalkers, you get to control where you're going, but it's only one player. It's sort of like an adventure light gun game. And there's Vampire Knight, that's similar to House of the Dead, but with vampires. 2 players can play on one screen. This one's actually a really fun one, but it can get a little frantic as well. Light gun games aren't the only games that I play with 2 screens. And the other game that I wanted to show you was Gran Turismo 3. So as you can see, they're on separate screens, but they are actually racing against each other on 2 separate controllers. This is actually really fun when you have 2 people that know how to race. It's something that we've lost in this current generation of systems. In addition to having 2 televisions and 2 PlayStation 2s, you actually have to have a specific PlayStation 2, which is this fat one. The fat ones actually have multiple versions. This one has this specific iLink port here. They're increasingly becoming difficult to find, but this is that port that you need in order to play it iLink. And you need to get these iLink cables as well. The iLink cables are actually getting more difficult to find as well. PlayStation 2s are actually getting more and more scarce. And these old PlayStations are actually known to break down every so often, so I'm a little worried if this ever breaks down, because finding another PlayStation 2 with all of these conditions is actually pretty difficult. Last but not least, I'm going to show you Outrun 2 on the Xbox. I can control this side or that side. So this game's actually pretty fun because you can do power slides, and it's a real arcade experience. Now I just showed you that Xbox can do System Link as well. I showed you Outrun 2, which is more of an arcade-like racing game. Forza 2 is more of a simulation game, but it's fun as well. You don't really need that much equipment. It's just the Ethernet cable rather than the specific iLink cable that you need to hook 2 systems up with. These ones can be played with up to 8, I believe. 8 players, 8 different screens. Now I don't know who has space for that, but that would be great. These ones are really fun when you have System Link up to 4 players. Well, 2 players for Gears of War. Gears of War is a fantastic game when you're playing cooperatively. 1, 2, and 3. Then you have Halo 1, 2, Reach, 3, ODST, and 4. You're not forced to follow anybody, so one person can clean out an area while another person cleans out another area at the same time. Or you guys can help out with destroying a certain enemy. But these games were great. There's actually a number of games that are System Link compatible. You just have to have more than one Xbox. Xbox 360 works backwards compatible, so you'd be able to play older games like Doom 3 and System Link the 2, or 3 or 4. If you have a router, it works so that you can have more than 2 System Link together. It says System Link up to 16 players. Now sometimes that means 4 on each of the screens, so you have 4 TVs, 4 systems, and they split into 4. But in general, people System Link up to 4 players. When we had people come over, we played Left 4 Dead 2 on multiple screens. This one was really fun when I played System Link with that one. Resident Evil 6, you would have each of us split up and clean out different areas. Call of Duties are always, the franchise of Call of Duties were always System Linked compatible. But I really wish that they'd have the new games as System Link rather than online, because then you can have the trash talking at home instead of over airwaves with some stranger. So that's Retro Gaming Part 1 for this week. So I'll have something for you guys next week. Hope you guys check it out. See you guys later.